good enough. You hear me now? To get to the top, you must ready to go extra mile. Don't do what everyone is doing. Do more than them. To get to the top, you must be ready at any time, any day, to do beyond what others are doing. Are you hearing me now? I have come to realize that there is no success without excess. EXCESS. There is no success without excess. You know the meaning of excess, right? And something extreme. You go beyond your reach, your strength. Are you hearing me now? You go beyond your level. You go extra mile. Matthew chapter 5, verse 41. The Amplified version says, Amplified Bible says, and if anyone forces you to go extra mile, go with the person twice. Go with the person what? Twice. What does it mean, sir? Can I start by saying this? Hold on, sir. Look up. Amplified version says, if anyone forces you to go 1 mile, he said, go with the person twice. Are you hearing me now? Now, can I say something to you? Can I say something here? What makes you and I different, sir, is the level of grace upon me. We are the same, humanly speaking. Are you hearing me now? Humanly speaking, we are what? The same, because we are created of one God. One what? God. One spirit. One flesh. One soul. But there is something that comes upon a man that makes a man different. It does not come as a result of death. It does not come as a result of qualification. It does not come as a result of people you know in the society or the kind of connection you have in government house. It comes as a result of extra work. Extra work? A man called his younger brother. A man called his younger brother and said to him, he said, I want to build a very good house and not sell. And he gave the money to the young man to buy a land, he bought a land, started building. From the foundation to the finish level, his younger brother was in charge. He took everything. Everything he put in that house was fake. Fake. Everything door fake. Foundation, even the foundation was fake. Everything fake. When he was done, he came to his elder brother and handed over the key to him. He said, sir, this is the key. And he looked at him and said, let us go to the house and check it. When he got there, he said, sir, this is your house. He said, that brother handed over the key back to him. He said, you were building your house. There are some of you here. Can I say something to some of you? There are some of you here because it's not your own. Because it is not your name. Because it's not your company. It's not your job. It's not your church. It's not your family. You cannot handle it the way you handle your own. It makes you a failure. A man who cannot be trusted with another man's job, he cannot be trusted with his own job. God cannot deliver your consignment to you until you know how to take care of another person for consignment first. God cannot promote you until you are promoted, or until you promote yourself, until you learn or you know how to promote yourself in another man's job. God can never promote you in your own job. Do you know why some people have to work until they become old, or that's somebody? Because number one, faithfulness to another man's work is zero to them. To be faithful in another man's work, they see to be a waste of time because it's not their job. Am I talking to somebody here? To be faithful in another man's office because they know everyone. You know there are people, apprentices, I call them apprentices, or some of them they are workers, some of them they are staff in companies and all that. They work for you not because they love you, because of what they want to get from you. Am I saying something now? And they can do it with all kinds of craftiness, all kinds of deception, all kinds of lies in their heart. One, they are secretive, they are not open to do the work with all sincerity, with all strength within them. They don't put in their best. With their mind, they believe that if the work fail, they are not the one who fail, you are the one who fail. I say something here. They know that it's not my job, it's not Clement Enterprise. So it's not me, it's not Source and Company Nigeria Limited or whatever. Am I saying something right now? They know it's not their job, but anything they want, they can do it to the work. So even if you fail, only you alone fail. Hold on! A man was about to travel, he called a 3 servants. And he gave 3 talents to one, the other one gave 5, the other one gave 1. One went to bury the son, the one he gave 1 talent to. And one day his master came back and told them to give account. Every man is going to give an account of the life you were given, the gift in you, the time, how you spend your time, how you live your life. You are going to give the time. When the time comes, you are going to give what I call an account of how you live your life, everything you did. The song, the talent you have, you know how to sing, you are going to give an account. You have money, you are going to give an account how you spend it, and what do you spend it on what occasion, and where, how. Am I saying something to somebody? And Jesus came and told him and said, come and give an account of what you did on my behalf. The first one came with other 5 talents and said, sir, when you travel, I trade with the 5 you gave me. I got another 5. And the master said, my servant, you are faithful, well done. He stand here. He got the second one. I said, sir, you gave me 3. When you travel, I traded with the 3. I got another 3. He said, my servant, you are faithful. God bless you. He called the other one. He gave 1 to. He came and with anger. He was not happy. Look at his master. He said, I know you reap from when you did not sow. He said, when you travel, the money you gave to me, I dug the ground and buried it. Hear me, child of God. I am not the one who is going to hold you responsible on the last day for the life you live and for the kind of lifestyle you adopted, or for the kind of places you went to, for how you build your life, for how you go about life. There's somebody who's going to hold you responsible. The person is the Son of God, which is Jesus Christ. Am I saying something to someone now? Now, hold on, sir. I came to discover one thing, that in life, that there is no level, there is no dimension, there is no realm as far as life is concerned, financially, spiritually, physically, maritally, one cannot obtain. All depends on individual. How far you go determines how far you work for yourself. How far you go determines how many responsibility you are accepted. And I say something right now. There are many of us that want to be great in life. Some of us that want to be big politicians. Some of them they want to be known all over the world. Some of us want to be good preachers. Some of them want to be anointed. They are not ready to pay any price. There is no man who wants to be anointed of God who is refused or who cannot pray, who can ever be anointed of God. There is no woman who wants to be a goodness, outstanding businessman, outstanding businesswoman, who is not ready to pay the price to become an outstanding businessman or woman. Forget about being on top. Am I saying something to somebody here? If you want to be a politician, they have their rules, they know the game. Am I saying something? You cannot be a good politician till you are a liar. It's a secret. You cannot be a good politician if you are not a good player. Am I saying something here? So everything you see in life has a role, has a secret. Until you know the secret, you don't get the game. You hear what I said?
Yes, sir.
Until you know the secret, you don't get the game. Ministry has a secret. Number 1, God has to call you first. Number 2, you have to know what God called you to do. Number 3, you have to pray on covenant with God. Number 4, you have to stand firm on the word, what God said to you. Number 5, you have to be a man, a woman of prayer. Number 5. Number 6, you have to know how to fast and pray, wait on the Lord. So everything you see has a secret. And those who are successful business, they ask them their secret. They don't eat their capital. They don't eat. Have you seen a man who invested his capital in the money, and at the end of the day, both the capital and both the gain, eat them all? No, it does not work. Overnight, the man will follow up his business. They know how to keep the gain. They know what to use the gain. As a matter of fact, a successful businessman He does not spend money out of his profits anyhow. What he does is that when money comes, let's say for instance, he put some amount of money like 1 million naira to a business, and the gain that came is 200,000 naira. What he does is that, many of us is that as soon as money comes, the first thing we begin to think of is how to get something new. How to buy a new car, to buy new shoe, how to buy this or that or that. A good oriented businessman who is tutored, well organized, who have a profit oriented mind, he does not use money anyhow. He uses money out of leftover. Did you get what I said? Yes, sir. That is why you can go and meet a businessman and say, borrow me money. He say, I don't have money. It's not about you have money. What he's simply telling you is that the money on ground is not meant to give to somebody, it's meant for investment. Oh no, sir. How many of you want to prosper? The way some of you are going, if you go like this, even 20 years coming, we will see the prayer for you. We have done the spiritual aspect of it. We have done the spiritual aspect of it. I have prayed for you, I have fasted for you, I have laid my hands on you. And the Lord said, there are character in you, there are things in you that cannot make you up there. If you don't deal with them, they will deal with you. If you don't stop them, they will stop you. I want to be great. I want to be great. Many of us dreamt of greatness, but we never see it to actualize. We never see it come to pass. Why? Because we only ask the mind, the vision, the dream, how great we want to become, how massive our visions and lives look like, but we never see those things happen. Am I saying something here? Am I saying something? I read a book of research that changed my mentality. I read a book. I almost exploded. Something entered me. I came to understand in life, in ministry, that there is no destiny that is small. There is no destiny that is small. There is no business that is small. There is no woman, there is no man that is small. Do you know the problem? The problem is how much and how many responsibility were you able to accommodate? Are you hearing me now? What makes me different from you is not because I'm anointed, it's because I'm a man who has set responsibility. What makes me mature is not ability of whether I'm old or young, something. You can be old, you are a young man. You can be old, you behave like a boy. You can be old, you talk like a little baby. Am I saying something here now? What makes you mature is ability to accept, to accommodate challenges, and to accept responsibility. Not to run out of responsibility, to accept the responsibility, convert your responsibility to your work, your platform of manifestation. Are you hearing me, sir? Yes, sir. Many of us, we have financial challenges to run away. Many of us, we have marital challenges to run away. Many of us, we have a problem, our family challenges to run away. We never want to stood on our ground and stand to the face of challenges and say enough is enough. Hear me, sir. If you don't know how to deal with what is dealing with you now, it will not only deal with only you. It's going to deal with you, deal with your wife, deal with your